to welcome everyone to join us for the first Rap Mag in a Bag, copyright Morty Rapaport. I'm just going to give a bit of a preamble before I introduce Sonia, the editor-in-chief of the magazine and editor-in-chief of Rapaport. This is our 5th magazine that we've produced in Israel. The feedback has been very, very strong, and also this is the biggest magazine we've done in terms of revenue and pagination. It also features a supplement we did for the Diamond Producers Association, which has gotten very strong and positive feedback. Every month there's a magazine being produced here in Ramat Gan. It's generally a roller coaster of a ride of emotions, of creativity, and we're always very proud of what we produce, and a lot of hard work and effort goes into it, and we're very, very proud of what we do here, and we really would like everyone within the organization, whether you're here in Ramat Gan, whether you're in Jerusalem, whether you're in India or New York, to be also proud, because this is a reflection of the company. And it's really our key communications tool with the industry and the people within the industry. So it should be something that we all should be proud of, and we should all engage with and read, and also comment on and give feedback to, positive, hopefully, or even negative. And I'm sure Sonia and the team will be delighted to get feedback and engagement from people. So I'll hand you over to the one, the only Sonia.
So first of all, thanks to Mordy for having this idea of presenting the magazine just before lunchtime as well, so I'm competing with a bit of rushing into lunch. This is our magazine this month, this is our special supplement, but before telling you about what the magazine is, I'm going to tell you what it could have been if I had my way. When John, Avi and I, we thought of the outline before we relaunched in August, we went to Yerushalayim to present our ideas to Martin. And my idea for the December issue was doom or gloom, ? Because everybody was saying, the industry is a bit negative, and it was met with this face, you can't do that to our readers. You can't have a pessimist cover story for December, you need something happy, and so clearly we had to change the subject. And the next idea was the next generation, finishing the year, December, coming into the new year. And then as we were doing research, as we spoke to people, as freelancers, I'm always chatting to our contributors. It seems like, and also because of what the news we cover in diamonds.net, it was obvious that the next generation in the diamond industry is women. So that's why the issue had to be about women, and women empowerment, female coming into the industry, women buying jewelry for themselves. So there was really, suddenly it was obvious the cover story will be about women. And I think if we have this every month, I would like every month to concentrate on only one subject, or go into a bit more into the magazine. But also, why do we have this piece of jewelry specifically on the cover? It's not random. It's not just because it's a piece of jewelry, it looks pretty, it's pink, women, gender specific. It's because a few months ago I was chatting with one of our contributors, and she told me, I asked her, I said, can we do a piece about Van Cleef & Arpels? This great jewelry house, and she said, we don't have a relationship with them. They never reply to our emails, we have no contact with them, and that's the type of answer that makes me feel, I know we have to do something about it. So, long story short, we have a relationship with Van Cleef & Arpels now, so, and by just pure chance, I happened to be in New York at the same time as they had an exhibition. I saw this piece in New York, in Soho, among other pieces, and I thought this is our cover for December, so now we have to work around it. And the beauty of working in magazines is that it's really this cover, it's not just me emailing the PR, it's not just me getting the picture in, it's David, our wonderful designer, putting it in the right angle on the cover, putting the right, it's just one color, maybe you don't notice it. There's so many things you don't notice in a magazine that takes so much of our time, of our thought. Everything is mindfully done here. So when David chooses a color for the cover, it's really thought through. And then without the headline, you don't want to know which headlines I had in mind, I promise. And without our fantastic Rachel, our copy editor, this headline just makes the picture pop out. It just creates like this idea, you want to read it. We had fantastic reply. And John comes in and he says, let's add this word to it, just to make it a bit more punchy. And it changes. It suddenly becomes like, wow. And then Avi leaves the office on a Thursday night, looks at the cover, texts me to say, why about you change that word on the cover? And suddenly it just, everything comes together. It's really the work of so many people thinking about it, wanting the best cover out. And I think that's why it makes it, you know, when he comes in and Alex tells me, I want to read it, I love it, I think it looks great. It's not just about finding the right piece of jewelry, because it means nothing. It's just pretty, but it's really to all this thought process to come together and creating this, which I think is my favorite cover so far this year. I mean, I like all of them, but I think this the end of the year, girly, pink, you know. So, and yeah, please read it. Tell us what you think. We've spoken to a lot of really, really cool ladies in the industry. Really nice profile. We were saying we need more people in the magazine. So I think this issue, you really have a lot of people, a lot of really key people in the industry being interviewed, cool designers, very cool jewelry. And that's one thing that every month, if we don't have the best operation team, if we don't have the best sales team, that just doesn't work. You know, it's like if Kat doesn't go and show a magazine, if Karen doesn't speak to people in New York, if Priyanka in India doesn't get people enthusiastic about the magazine, there's nothing. And Jessica is, you know, always checking everything, the little details. That's also to make sure our ads are, you know, the right format, the right cooperation. And it's just like, it is stressful to produce a magazine. I think, you know, we all know that. But if we have an amazing support here, and everybody gets so involved into every single detail, David will find a headline. We'll all like brainstorm about things. Have the last minute. We had this month such a last minute laugh about what was the headline for one specific thing. The most random things came up, but you know, this is what it means to create a magazine month after month. So we're all very, very proud of it. We really put our heart and soul into it. There's so many things in it that I'm not happy with. Little details, because you know, we want the perfection. They're very, very tiny, minute details, and none of you will know it, but I might know it, Rachel will know it, John will know it, David will know it, but it doesn't matter. I think, you know, it's a good read. I think it's a solid read we can all be proud of, and I think to have moved from being, you know, just putting jewelry on the cover to actually every piece that is in every single thing that we put on the pages has been thought through. It's really something that is not random. It's not just because it looks pretty. It has a bit more depth to it. And this one. This one has been John's favorite project this year. I'm very, very lucky that I have a publisher who stepped in when I was losing it a bit with a client, when I was thinking, I will do this project, but I don't really want to speak to them. And John engaged with them, spoke with them, managed the relationship. And I think also it was extra work. We did everything in-house. So we produced, what is it, 30% more, 40% extra this month on top of our pages. Everything, Rachel, David, production team, and big thing to Karen as well for selling the supplement in the first place and creating this relationship with the DPA. Sometimes, you know, I didn't know if I wanted to thank her or I'll tell her, Karen, please never again. But what's more important about this is like, it's sweet, it's, when we see it, we like, it looks tiny, but it's a lot to read. It's a lot of content. It's a lot of really, really important information about industry. There's not such a thing out there. It's the first time I think there's such an in-depth supplement about diamonds, and the response has been phenomenal. And I think especially from the clients, they really love it. And I think when we get good feedback from our clients to say it's incredible professionalism that led to it, well done to the team. It's really a big well done to all of us for putting it together. So this is it. It sounds a bit self-congratulatory, but I really think, you know, it really took a lot for time. So apologies for the team for a lot of profusive swearing last month. I think I've never swore so much in this office, but yes, but I think it was all worth it once we see the feedback, when we get people engaged. But what's more important is that if you have ideas, if you have suggestions, if you see magazines that you like and you think, just come to us and talk to us and tell us. And not just, we don't want just to get the feedback from our clients. We really want you as readers and as Rapaport team. And I think it's the best thing about having this meeting right now and this presentation is it's not our magazine in its 2 enclosed rooms. It's really the Rapaport magazine. So hopefully when you go out there, who you speak to, it's really your product, and we wouldn't be able to produce it without everything else happening here and in next door in New York, Hong Kong, India and Antwerp. And I'm sure I forgot someone from the prize school, but that's what really makes it exciting, rewarding. And we're already almost finished with the January issue, already thinking of 2018 and trying to have really covers we're all excited about. And Alex, I can meet her in the corridor and tell me I want to read the magazine. That's my barometer. So thank you very much and have a good lunch. And if you have questions, please.